Hey folks, well, it's that time of year again. Seems like every season in April, or I guess last year it was May, you'll find me out here turning the leaves that I put on top of our raised beds last fall into the soil. Now, every season it seems like that I shoot a little video of myself doing this and trying to explain why. I'll get a comment or two from some folks who say, don't turn your leaves in, just leave them, don't do that. It disturbs the worms and disrupts the soil structure and all of that, which if we were doing regenerative farming, going no-till, that would be the case, but that's not the case here. What we're doing is creating a nurturing environment for the earthworms so that they can get to work immediately and start turning these chopped leaves into rich humus and worm castings. And we need to kickstart that here in northern Minnesota. I'm gonna stick a picture right about here showing what it looked like here on Easter Sunday on April 9th. Today is April 17th. It's only 42 degrees and kind of a stiff north wind, but quite a dramatic difference. So what I do once the ground thaws enough to work the soil with a digging fork, my favorite garden tool, is I will start grabbing a scoopful, pick it up, and flip it over. And what I'm doing is turning most of those chopped leaves under and putting soil on top. Now, I'll zoom in here in a little bit, but I am already finding nice plump earthworms. You'll have to take my word for it here, but I'll show you a close up here in a little bit. So, okay, yeah, so look at here. So, this is April 17th. You can see what it looked like on April 9th. But, can I get this to focus? I don't know. And they are already looking to get to work and have babies and consume all of these chopped leaves. And I mean virtually all of them. In a month, they'll be almost all gone. And then we will plant, and then we will add more chopped leaves on top. So as I'm digging here, and you can see all of the worms that we're already finding, that's still frozen. This is all ice, frozen soil. Oh, wait a minute here. In the frozen soil, or right next to it, now look at that baby. I know I'm kind of bragging here, but when you're a worm wrangler, you get excited about seeing worms like that. Alright, so some of this is still too frozen, but you get the idea. Okay, now I'm really showing off here, but look at this, still almost frozen, just thawed. Yeah, these are kind of small ones here, but look at these. Look at these nice night crawlers in here. And this is on April 17th. Can you see those? Yeah. I'm so proud. So I'm not going to get too carried away here today. I'm not going to turn all the leaves over. So a good chunk of these are still frozen. So I'll give them another week. And the worms are there. That's basically what I wanted to show you today, is what can happen in a week. And again, I just wanted to stress that I know it makes people kind of upset with me for turning the chopped leaves into the soil, but I want you to understand why. I mean, you might be able to get away with that, the Paul Gauchi method, the Ruth Stout method, where you never till your soil, you never turn that deep mulch in. You might be able to do that in California or somewhere where you have a longer growing season, but here in northern Minnesota, we need all the help we can get. So the worms need all the help they can get to maximize the leaves that we can put on them. Just build as much humus during the growing season as possible. And to do that, we have to turn the leaves that were put on last fall, turn them down into the soil, put them right in front of their little snouts, and get them to start munching on them, get them to moisten up and be available. And in a month, it's amazing, by the time it's safe to plant our beds, they will have consumed the majority of the leaves that we have turned into the soil. And they'll be begging for more. And we'll give them more. And we won't till the soil, we won't turn it anymore. Honest. So once we plant, we'll add more chopped leaves, we'll supplement with more and more all through the growing season. As the leaves get consumed by the worms, we will just keep adding more until the fall. When we put the beds to bed for the winter, we'll put another nice cap layer of chopped leaves on top. And then we'll be in the spring right where we're at right now. It works. It works so well, I wanted to share it, and then that's why I wrote this book, Worms in Our Beds, Raised Bed Gardening in Living Soil. And it's not a fancy coffee table book. You're not going to have glossy pictures or anything fancy, but what you will have is a good guide for doing what we do, if that's the way you want to garden. And not only does it explain how we use chopped leaves, and only chopped leaves. We add no other fertilizer or compost or anything anymore to our soil. And we get bumper crops of produce. So it explains that, and then also I'll talk about how I built these cedar and corrugated metal raised beds. And a pretty explicit guide to how we build them, and also how we build the bed caps that keep the critters out, and the arbors. I don't know, about 5 or 6 of them now, I guess. So, kind of that's it for today. So until next time, this is Mark again with Backwood Basic. Say, it would really be nice if we got folks to subscribe to our channel, because we're trying to pass on information on self-reliance, and we're kind of all over I've got so many interests, but it's not all about gardening, but it's all about kind of things that we have learned and ideas that we're sharing, things that we've learned from other folks on how to be a little more self-reliant in building things, growing things, doing things. So, let's grow together.